Well, hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday, October 20th of 2021, and here's what the job site looks like now. Oh wow, it got all fuzzy there. Let's see. Well, what have I been doing today? Today I have been pounding sand, so to speak. So, big old pile of sand got delivered, 4 yards got delivered there. You can kind of see it there at the lower left corner of the garage. And been taking that in these wheelbarrows and dumping it on to these areas. So let's see what's happened. We've covered up the drain pipe, the ABS. Oh, hey, let's go ahead and talk about ABS. Why not? This is my special learning portion of today. So it's acrylic trial butadiene styrene, ABS. Acrylic trial butadiene styrene. It's a fun polymer thing, and doesn't have a melting point. It's weird stuff, but hey, it rocks for shit sliding through it. That's what I've been told. So anyway, yesterday, Chris, with a little bit of my help, we lay down the vapor barrier here. It comes in these big rolls. So we cut that out. Let's see, go to the store. There's the roll. We cut it and we lay it across where we're going to do our concrete pour. That's a vapor barrier. That's going to stop, basically, when the concrete gets there, it is going to need to not soak in water from the ground below. That's what the vapor barrier, the plastic, does. And it is pretty important. There are certain projects where you could argue for or against vapor barriers, but as far as pouring a concrete slab, it is highly recommended. Pretty much, construction gospel. So you can see here, on top of that, we aimed at putting somewhere around 2 or 3 inches of sand. So we purchased the sand. They came and dumped it into the garage area there. And since I didn't have anything to do, I was kind of by myself today while my contractor friend Chris is getting his truck fixed. So I've been working on this area right here, spreading my sand. Good times. Well, what needs to happen next? We did have our first inspection, which went great. Very happy with it. He approved all the, we've taken all the plugs out of these vents and drains because we demonstrated there weren't any leaks to his and our satisfaction. And now we need to fill in some more areas with dirt, but you can see right here, there's this big open area, right? Okay, so here you've got a trench. And basically the concrete is going to be poured right into that thing. I'll probably just wet it down a little bit before it's poured. That basically allows a little, it's sort of a vapor barrier-ish sort of thing. But anyway, this tree has been dropping leaves like nuts, seeing how it's fall. So I actually used a leaf blower to blow all this crap. A little has accumulated since, but it was actually worked really well. I blew it onto that big hole over there, and I tried to use my shop vac to suck up all the leaves, but honestly, it worked okay, but it keeps clogging. I need a bigger hose line to make that a happy reality. It's standard shop vac size. So, okay, so you've got these trenches here, and there needs to be a trench just like that right here, but you can see we've dug out this one side. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a piece of drywall here. So we'll basically have a drywall form. Let's see, kind of like boxing it. Then we'll have a drywall line that goes just to the right of the rebar there and goes up roughly to, goes right up to that level there, the underside. And then we can pour our slab. Once we put that piece of drywall in, the reason you use drywall is you can actually leave drywall in a concrete form. It's basically sand itself. So unlike wood, it won't rot, it won't do anything under the slab. It is totally allowable to be left in the between the dirt and the concrete pour. You don't have to yank it out after you're done as a form. So that's what we'll do. We'll go pick up the sheetrock, the drywall, sometime today or tomorrow. We'll build that form. We'll fill in this area to the right of it with dirt. We'll get rid of the rest of this pile. We'll use some of the dirt in the back. And then obviously we've got to sheet this area here. Got to sheet this area here after we get the dirt off of it. Probably be a better idea. That's why we're waiting. And then once we get it sheeted, we'll do like this. We'll cover it in sand. And then once it's covered in sand, then we'll start tying the rebar across. So you can see these little sort of like snakeheady looking things that I bent a while ago. So onto those, we're going to tie some pieces that I've already cut over there. I use the skill saw with a carbonite blade, like Han Solo was encased in. I use the, still have the carbonite blade here. Yeah, here's the carbonite blade. The carbonite blade. And it gets tinier and tinier. I think I should do that on a previous video. So these pieces right here, the ones closest to me, are already cut to the correct length. They will go across here. We'll tie those up, put some dobies under them. I think we've talked about dobies already. They're the little blocks that hold up. You can see them there under the forms, and we've got a stack of them there and another bag of them there. Use the larger ones for this. So yeah, the dobies will hold up the rebar in place. One thing that I was wondering about is this right here. This is the bathtub drain, right? Obviously we've got right there, we've got the shower drain and the shower drain and the vent. And then that is the drain for the washer dryer. This is the laundry room. And over here, there's your toilet. That is the correct distance from the wall. Again, a vent, and then the sink drain. And then we have the line that goes out through a clean out in the back. Where was I going with that? Anyway, this guy right here, we're gonna have to build a little box around, and we basically will build a form around this because we still need to put a trap in there. And we won't want to perfectly locate that trap until we know exactly where we're gonna put our drain, depending on which model of tub we buy. So this may need to be cut, etc. So we'll basically put a box around it. So this whole thing will be poured, and they'll have to deal with all the little tie downs. They'll get worked around. They just like go into the concrete, the big ones and the little ones, the hold downs and the supports, the S-shaped supports there, and then the smaller hold downs. And that's where we'll put our base for our framing foundation, a big like 2x6, and then we'll double plate that up, and then we'll screw down the we've got those big washers like we have in the other spots. I think I can show you. Well, I think you remember those. It's the big square washers. They're right under this damn thing. Oh well, there's none easy. I don't want to walk over there. But so yep. So with this little guy, it'll have a box built around it, and it won't get poured. And we'll pour that individually with a bag or two when it comes time to finally finish the bathroom. And if it doesn't look crazy awesome, it'll look good enough, but it doesn't need to be perfect because it'll be, of course, under the tub. And also, for that reason, if you ever need to get at it, it'll be a lot easier to find when you have to jackhammer it up. The goal is here to never have to jackhammer under this foundation. If it does need to happen, it's all right under this area. But ABS, I can't even remember how to say it, is pretty bulletproof stuff. So between being encased in the concrete, nothing sticks to it. It's, it's slicker than shit through a ABS. Goose. Anyway, I think I babbled enough now. Gosh, this time of year, I just love nice and cool temperatures in like the mid to high 60s right now. It'll max out at about 70, 72 today. Gentle breezes off the ocean. That's why I love living in this particular place. LA's got a lot of issues, but holy shit, the weather by the beach cities, just freaking awesome. So yeah, I think I've done all that I'm gonna do by myself. I just got to wait for my buddy to get here, and we'll take the next step. But like I said, we had the inspector come. He signed off on what we've done so far. We'll have the inspector back in a couple of days before we do the concrete pour. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. I wonder what I'll call this episode. Probably the BS of ABS or something stupid like that. Ta-ta!